Okay, looks like we are live. All right, bonjour mes amis. Bienvenue à le live stream de Naked and Famous Denim. That's all I got. It's all my French. Welcome everybody. It is the Naked and Famous Denim live stream, streaming live here from Yokohama, Japan. Risa, why don't you give that to them all in Japanese for our Japanese audience?
こんにちは、Naked and Famous です。横浜からライブストリームしてます。
Nailed it. You're very good
そう、
at
カ
that.
タカナ英語です。
Yeah, perfect. Everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us here on another live stream. And yeah, it's good to be here. It's Saturday morning for us, Friday evening for many of you. Some of you guys are on holiday still from Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a good one. Yeah, we'll let the room populate here for a minute. If you guys can't tell, it's quite gray and gloomy here today. But I hope the weather is nicer wherever you guys are. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat already. Lee H, hello. Swedish Pimple. Seems like a new face. Welcome. BD, howdy. Good to see you. Pedro Cortez. Denim Junkies Unite. We're here together, everybody. Bucharest, hello from Miami. Rice W5, hello from Birmingham, UK. Invis Ian's DC is in the house. Lord Stanley, 1893, hello from Buffalo. Shane Delahunty, hello from rainy Vancouver, Washington. Thank you so much. Chun Yipso, hello from Montreal. Montreal in the house. All right. Howdy. Hello from California, Bay Area, Reptile Road. So excited to finally catch you guys live. Well, we're very excited to have you guys here. You, especially, live here with us. Also, picked up the unbranded 22-ounce denim jacket. Just got it today, and I'm in love with it. Fantastic, great jacket to own. We just dropped that one last week.
Yeah, and we never make a new jacket.
Yeah, unbranded. That's the first heavyweight jacket that we ever did. So I hope you enjoy it. Cheddar Buttersworth, hello. It's gloomy here too. Well, now we're all cozied up together. Vince Chan picked up a pair of the 22-ounce unbranded from Blue Owl last weekend. They're fire. Fantastic. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Yeah, that unbranded 22-ounce denim probably won't last. I'm just trying to think. I'd say like a couple months until we're out.
Yeah. Like the last 16 ounce lasted. I mean, and some fit obviously sells out.
Or you might have a size here and there that hang around, but yeah.
I mean, it should last a while.
Yeah, we did a decent amount of inventory, but
it's one and done.
Yeah, it's a one and done. So if you like it, you want it, you're thinking about it, grab it. Great price point, $134 on the jeans and $196 on the jean jacket. So tremendous value for a jean jacket. Speaking of tremendous value, there's a lot of tremendous values going on at Tate+Yoko and Naked Famous Denim NYC right now. We are in full swing with regards to our Black Friday sale. I've already seen in the chat a lot of you guys have taken advantage. So, whenever, if you haven't already, definitely check that out when you get a chance. What do we got? I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but we are our sales section. So there's a bunch of new items added to our sales section. We did additional markdowns on it. So items that were 20, 40, and 60% off are 30, 50, and 70% off. So tremendous deals there. Basically, all the non-Naked and Famous Denim stuff that we carry at Tate+Yoko is all 20% off. We've got a bunch of jeans for $108. So great deals. Great. You know what? Actually, the best deals I think are in the women's stuff. There's some like really crazy deals for the lady stuff. So if there is a lady in your life or you happen to be a lady, check that out because I think you might be surprised with some of the price points we have on some ladies' options. So yeah, if there might have been something like a color-wise or something you weren't sure of, hey, you know what? At these prices, I think you might be worth taking a dive and taking a dip, checking that out. So yeah. Reptile Road asks, do you carry women's denim jackets? Not specifically.
Like we tried in the past, but I thought that it's not, aside from the size issue, there really isn't a point to women's denim jackets. I think denim jackets are denim jackets. We're never gonna make, like super tight, like fitted things anyway. So I think that men's denim jackets are good as women's denim jackets. I would probably wear extra small, which is not in stock all the time. But I mean, if you're tall or like a maybe a little bit on the, I don't know. If you wear like women's medium large, I think you can definitely wear men's small. It's
small or even small, like extra small. Like it's not gonna be a fitted jacket. It'll be like a boyfriend fit jacket. But I guess women have a lot more flexibility in that realm.
Right. And yeah, like once you wash it, it's going to be nice and a little draped down with the
right. Yeah, I think the big key is that once it's washed, it'll feel way better. The guys more rigid looks better, but I think on the ladies, once the fabric drapes a little bit more, it fits their silhouettes a little bit better there. Okay. Matt Garfield writes, "Hey from New Jersey. Hello, Jersey." I'm trying to remember a line from Jay and Silent Bob. Jersey local 403. I don't think it was like that. Anyways, what's up with the Iron Snail jackets? What's up with them? They are up. Michael sold them. They sold out on his website. Production is planned. I think he sent out an email. I think they're scheduled for like February-ish delivery. So stay tuned and be up to date with Michael's jackets through his mailing list. He can give you a lot of updates there. Okay. Yenyu, there's a lot of words in there I'm going to mispronounce, so I'm just going to stick with Yenyu. Is it possible to get free shipment to Europe? Not unless FedEx and UPS and DHL and all these companies decide to work for free. It is, I'm being a little glib there, sorry. But, it is kind of an interesting... a lot of it's one of these things people, I wouldn't say they always ask us, but people ask, "Hey, why don't you do free shipping? Why don't you do free shipping?" I'm like, because nobody does free shipping. Like if
it's not free.
It's not free. Shipping is never free. It's actually quite an expensive service, and oftentimes when you see things on websites wherever, some people will. Some companies are designed in a way where their pricing, their margins, all that stuff is built around, we're just going to eliminate all these kind of barriers for customers, right? We're going to tell them it's free. We're going to absorb the cost, but you're going to pay for it in other ways, right? Whether that's through a subscription or through the margin of the products. The shipping is always, there's always a cost involved with that. Right. So,
and shipping is like, we charge, but we heavily subsidize it, especially to Europe. Like our price is what, $25?
Yeah.
Something like that. It costs Europe is big, but like to most places, it costs way more than that.
Yeah.
So we do heavily subsidize it. Another thing that we hear a lot is that free returns.
Yeah.
And free shipping is one thing, because everybody needs a shipping if you're
right.
paying online. But free returns is something that like I cannot understand. Like, do you want free returns? That means you want to be paying for somebody else's return even when you're not returning.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're asking. Like you want us to charge a little bit more so that we can cover everybody's free returns.
But it'll be a lot more. I watched a news clip talking about how a lot of retailers are scaling this back. And I think it's kind of like in general what happens, in the world, the big box retailers come in, they dominate, they are able to offer, this benefit and that benefit. They dominate the small businesses. They kind of go under. Once you got the big box left over, then they start re-implementing some of those things. And you're starting to see that already, right? You're starting to see some larger chain stores, some bigger box retailers, some big massive brands saying, you know what, shipping isn't free anymore. It's not expensive, right? It's still probably subsidized to some degree, and the returns aren't free either, right? So you're starting to see that turn around a lot. Which look, it's part of retail. We never fed into that because I didn't ever want to build those costs into product, right? The cost of the product is the cost of the product. Other things, they're separate, right? So the other real drawback to free returns, and I know, look, for the consumer, maybe it feels good. You order 7 pairs of jeans, you bring it home, but you only intend on keeping one. You send back 6. Those 6 jeans need to now be, checked over, processed, make sure that they're okay, retagged, rebagged, there's a huge amount of effort that goes into a return. So in addition to that, we also don't have like tremendous amounts of inventory. I mean, we're not like some mega corporation. If we have a pair of elephant jeans, maybe in one size, we might have, anywhere from like 5 to 20 units in stock, right? And sometimes less, right? Depends. Sometimes way less. Sometimes there might only be 2 or 3 units in stock, right? It depends on what it is.
It's
per
often
size.
that you guys ask us about it, and it's like, oh yeah, like it's coming back in return, and it's like, okay, like when is it coming back, or did you receive it? Like, can I buy it already? You know, like it happens all the time, and just so you know, returns are also handled manually, so it takes a few days.
So right. I mean, I don't know how. To some degree, this is true. I mean, I'm not gonna say which companies, but sometimes some companies, the way they deal with their returns, because they have so many of them, is to just toss the item, because it's actually faster for them and more cost effective for them, because maybe they sell a lot of inexpensive items, to just put it in the trash or put it in a bin, and then they resell those bins to random jobbers that buy that stuff. Right? We're not like that. So yeah, the free shipping is a myth. It's never free. You'll always pay for it somehow.
We make sure that you pay for your part and not everybody else's part too.
Right. So if you got it right, you got your size right, why should you have to have paid more initially on that item to cover somebody else's return, right? So look, obviously we want to make it. Look, I don't want you returning goods. I want you to get them. I want them to be the right size. We try to do as much as we can. That's why we have these live streams. That's why we have the product videos. That's why we have the measurement guides. That's why we have a free 800 number at Tate+Yoko. You can call us toll free. We want to make sure that we give you as much information as you can to make the right buying decision up front. Email, call, Instagram, whatever. We're here to help you. But I don't want to be doing the free return, shuffle with you guys, because I think it's, number one, it costs a lot. It'll increase the price of the products. It's a lot for us to handle and maintain, and if we have to hire more people, it means we have to increase more prices. It's all increase more prices.
But that's also kind of like a reason for you guys to maybe support your local retailer. If they don't carry Naked and Famous, maybe mention us to them. Like, like the physical stores are there for a good reason, and we love them. Everybody should support them. And because, it's nice to be able to try it before you buy it.
And one more last bit about the rant. Whatever the cost is, sometimes I've seen, whatever the cost is for the return or for the shipping, it's probably cheaper than going there and doing it yourself. Like, even if it's I just sometimes think to myself, like, it's not that we charge for returns. Some people there's a confusion about that. Oh, you guys charge for returns? No. There's a shipping fee. Right, you're paying for the shipping. You're not paying for the return. If you were to bring that item to Tate+Yoko, we'll take it, no problem. Right? There's no issue with you bringing the item in store and exchanging it,
or your handling fee or anything like that.
So there's a big difference. But that's only if you want to drive from Toronto to Montreal, make that 6-hour drive there, 6-hour drive back, plus the coffee and the gas.
Yeah.
Probably worth it to pay the $10 or whatever to return it. So.
And I think a lot of the times, like, American customers might forget that we're international. We're based in Canada. So, a lot of, like, there needs to be a customs document and everything like that. Like, when we charge you for return shipping labeled, we include all of that. There's a person who's doing, who's making those documents manually for you, too. So, it's...
I mean, everything feels smooth because there was, the big jungle store. They have an experience that is a lot more streamlined. They also have a lot more resources and manpower than we do.
To be fair, I'm hoping in the future we'll be able to offer you, like, if you request a return, like, we can, just send you a label immediately, and and you can just send it back, and we deduct from store credit and stuff like that. This streamlinedness of that process could be improved, but aside from that, we're not gonna offer free shipping.
Okay. El Sanchez 1984. The drive is worth it. I agree. It's a fun. It's not a bad drive. But
It's the person who's never driven.
I've never driven. I don't drive. I'm in the passenger seat. Pedro Cortez, Canada to Indiana, $10. Usually get my items 3 days, but that's pretty darn good. Yeah, our shipping speed is pretty fast, I have to say. It gets to you quickly. Corza Dragos. The drive is worth it, but I need to take 2 flights to get to you.
That's extreme.
It's a little extreme. But you know what? I recommend it. Montreal's a great place to visit. Yeah. You'll have a great time. You'll eat a lot of delicious food. And there's a lot of nice things to see, even in the winter. I don't generally recommend Montreal in the winter because it's.
And those 2 flights are gonna mess you up too.
Yeah, it's a winter hellscape, but there's still a lot of fun. And I guess if you've never really experienced like snow up to your knees winter, it could be very interesting. It could be a lot of fun. Okay. Pedro Cortez. Out of the 18 years I've been ordering online, I'm proud to say I've never returned anything. I worked at a shipping company. I've actually seen an item get stuck at the facility. No clue why, too.
That's impressive that you never bought anything that you wanted to return.
Yeah. I'm pretty rare with that.
Mm-hmm. I don't really, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember the last time I returned anything. Yeah. It's been a long time.
I also don't buy a lot of things. Yeah. I have enough clothes.
Yeah. In Japan, they don't really have return policies.
Japan's return policy is that of 1960s or something.
Yeah.
It's very strict. You are not until there is a law that passed not too long ago about big purchases. You need to have they call it cooling off period, and legally they have to offer that. But everyday stuff, you are not allowed to regret and return.
Yeah,
that is just not an option. If we send you a defect, okay, we can return it.
But say you bought some baskets that you needed for your closet and they didn't fit, you're not returning those. Those are your baskets now. The store will be sorry, these belong to you. You touched them. Nobody wants these anymore.
I think it's also that I think. Consumers are not going to take that opened box something as a brand new thing too. The level of perfection that we require is so high that retailers can't afford to do that.
The amount of plastic wrap on even the vegetables at the grocery store will indicate how this better be pristine or else nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
So it's it's a different psychology out here. Mm-hmm. No tipping, also no returns. No tipping, no returns. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a good things and bad things about Japan.
Yeah.
No return is certainly, but I understand.
Yeah,
it's just, I get it. It's frustrating because the return policies in
the
America
is
insane.
Crazy. Yeah. Okay, Invisians, any updates on the snakeskin belts? No updates on that. I don't know if we're gonna do that. I think we will. I actually think we're gonna run into more problems than benefits with the snakeskin belts. There's just so many regulations with certain exotic leathers that you're just gonna run into problems. So I'm gonna lean on. I'd like to avoid the problems.
Yeah, especially most of our businesses coming from the States, which you have to pass the border for.
Yes, right. So. Maybe if you're looking for a snakeskin belt, maybe look to a smaller, independent,
local, domestic.
Yeah, you probably have a local leather guy or a leather guy online that you can look to, and I'm sure they can make you a very, very nice belt. Devin Hurt took advantage of the sale, bought a few socks, Chamula hat, and shirts.
Nice.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Hats.
Chamula hats are great.
Good.
You know, we wanted to restock them for this season, and we
so
ordered a lot, and they told us that they were sold out before we even got our orders in.
Because they make everything by like hand, right? So like they only have a certain amount of people who are working on it, and I guess somebody who are way larger than us put a way larger order and took up all of their time.
Pretty much bought all the production space, and they're like, "Sorry, we can't get you any this season.
Make any more."
So
fair,
enjoy those hats. Very, very warm, very nice. Hopefully, we'll have some more next year. Okay. Reptile Road. I breed snakes and I'm a leather worker, but never mix the two. LOL. I can understand that.
You breed snakes?
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. Is that a job?
Or a hobby.
Okay.
Yeah. There's people who breed dogs and all kinds of animals. Why not snakes?
Dogs I understand because there's a, pet market.
Oh, there's a pet market for snakes. Your roommate had a snake.
Yeah, but that was like on the street. Like we found a snake on the street outside of our apartment.
Yeah.
Ugh, I cannot.
Okay, BD, can we get a revisit preview of the Toxie jacket? Mine won't arrive today. Yes, I can grab mine right now. Actually, let's. I'm gonna grab it.
Oh. Yeah. It's been a while since you showed that off. These are look so much cooler than the pictures capture and feel. I'm not sure which jeans you're talking about. When are we going to see a straight leg? Love what you do, guys. Thanks, Elias. We are going to release our True Guys soon. Like we confirmed on the Fed finally. So we are going to go into production with, I think, starting spring goods. So next year you're gonna see some True Guys, and we're obviously going to make some like the core fabrics, like I think left hand twill, dirty fade, solid black, stuff like that, going to be available in True Guy next year. Finally.
Okay.
All right, you're back.
So I've got my Toxic Avenger jacket. This is on sale on Tate+Yoko right now, and the last bit of the Toxic Avenger jeans are also on pretty deep markdown. So if you've wanted this pair, but maybe you weren't sure about it, maybe you're not a Toxic Avenger fan, so maybe the Toxie aspect of it turned you off. At this price point, I think you might be able to take the dip and just enjoy the fabric for what it is.
This is a nice fabric.
A beautiful fabric. Hopefully you can see it. It kind of has like this green tint to it, and that's because the weft actually is slightly green. All organic cotton, left-hand twill, right-hand twill, broken twill. Triple alternating twill denim. So you've got like 2 inches of left-hand twill, 2 inches of right-hand twill, and 2 inches of broken twill. Might be hard to see, but anyhow, it's a beautifully crazy fabric. The indigo is beautiful. You can see it's quite slubby. You've got the Toxie embroidered right here on the front, and on the back,
boom,
you've got the trauma.
I've been traumatized.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Trauma Entertainment is from New Jersey, and they're an independent film production company. They make some really, really hilarious, crazy movies. I'm a huge fan of their movies. I'm a huge fan of the Toxic Avenger, which is how we came to make this collaboration item. Great jacket. Looks cool. Dark indigo. And if you like embroidered jackets or like something that's kind of loud, this is definitely the one that you want. There's a new Toxic Avenger movie in the works. Peter Dinklage, I believe he's going to be playing Melvin. I'm not.
Peter Dinklage.
He's the little person from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna. Melvin was. It's kind of an interesting take. Melvin was like the skinny nerd kind of guy. So they're gonna take someone who's not so I guess physically imposing, and then turn him into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. So I'm very interested.
He's really buff, though. I think
He's buff. Yeah.
He
does have a very like strong face. You know what I mean?
He has a pretty
Melvin looked very meek.
Right.
So let's see what they do. I mean, who knows? This is a reimagining of the story. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do a scene.
No, but he is a very good actor in a way that like he does he can be imposing and scary, but like I think he's played some like really like sad.
Yeah, but if you Melvin in the first movie he is sorry sap,
No, but remember when he played that guy in 3 Billboards in Michigan or something, rather. Like he was like kind of like a sad little guy.
Right. Elijah Wood is in the new Toxie 2. Interesting. I don't know who's playing who. All I know,
Lord of the
Rings. Yeah. I don't know who's playing who. To be fair, I don't know if Peter. I think Elijah Wood would make a
good.
Yeah, but also they're like grown men. Like Melvin was kind of like a young, like teenager kind of guy.
That's true.
So,
although Elijah Wood has like one of those faces.
He has a young face. Ages. Yeah. Very interesting. I wonder who's gonna play who. That's really. I always try to go into movies fresh. I never really want to know much about anything. All because Toxic Avenger news somehow finds its way to me. So I see Peter Dinklage, Toxic Avenger movie. I'm like, oh, that could be an interesting Melvin. But Elijah Wood. I also saw a thing about that too. I haven't read anything about it other than that. All I know is that it's coming.
I think it looks like it seems like a good idea, probably because of the curly hair. Even though I don't know if they have curly hair in real life.
Anyhow, we will find out. Hopefully the movie will come out soon, and the world at large will finally learn about the Toxic Avenger. Yeah.
Anyways, it's a great jacket. I also love the contrast stitching that is not so contrast.
Yeah.
It's like a greenish color that matches the weft.
Right. Very cool jacket.
It's very handsome.
And it's going to fade beautifully. I mean, the jeans, if you've ever seen our Frankenstein jeans fade or anything like that, very beautiful. There's also an Instagram account, what's his name? Toxic Denim Head. I think it was like that. Anyways, he's fading one of the Toxic Avenger jeans. So anyways, there's a few faded good examples on the Instagram. If you just look to the Naked Famous hashtag, you'll find some good examples. Have this jacket as a B grade from Instagram flash deal without embroidery on the back, which is perfect since it was way too loud the way it originally was. Love the fabric. And that's from Vitali. I suppose like if the back is too much for you, you probably could just
take it off.
You could just take it off yourself, but
it might seem like you might see the holes in the beginning, but once you wash it, it should go away. I think so. Like I think what we thought it was like when we're sampling, we thought we were gonna make the version with and without, and then we just saw this patch, and I was like, no, we're gonna go with it.
And then later on, like with the Batman stuff, we did with and without. But yeah, it's kind of been a mixed bag. But anyways, we haven't done an embroidered jacket in a while. I don't know. They were kind of like, as much as I liked them, I think maybe the customer base it was not as wide as I thought it was. Yeah, it was
and you really have to like the denim and the property that we're doing at the same time.
Yeah,
and that's a very small market, I think.
So maybe not too many big embroidered jackets from us in the future. Maybe not. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. Abel S, hello from France. Hello, bonjour, bienvenue. Salsa, I'm in the USA. You can stream Toxic Avenger for free on a lot of services. Fantastic. Well, if you haven't seen the Toxic Avenger, go and watch it this weekend. Harley writes, for Easy Guy hemming, is it this case to hem 1 inch extra compared to the Weird Guy? E.g., if I need a 32 on the Weird Guy, I should hem my Easy Guys to 31? No, I don't know.
I mean, if you're
considering the drop crotch,
like if you're going to wear a little bit 1 inch lower, then I would imagine you would want the end of the leg to be the same. I don't know.
I would
It's a
I would
difficult
not
question.
recommend that. I would just generally recommend whatever your inseam is, hem it to that.
You can always rehem it
Yeah.
if it's too long, but you cannot do
Yeah.
the opposite.
Bingo.
So.
Right. Because, you might end up with like a small little cuff at the end there, but that's better than it being, look, I'm okay with short inseams. I like wearing my jeans around my ankle, so that's my style. But I'm sure that's not for everybody. But yeah, if they're a little bit long, that's never a problem. If they're a little bit short, for some people, some people like their jeans to be like a particular length. And if they're too short, maybe they feel like they're wearing floods or something like that. It's not going to work for them. But yeah, I would stick to my regular inseam, whatever that is, and go from there.
Yeah.
Harley, because I thought the reason you guys made Easy Guy 32-inch is because of the drop crotch. It is part of it, but also most newer production Easy Guys actually have a 33 and a half inch inseam. That inseam has been made longer, and I'll tell you why. Because nobody understood the drop crotch
and
aspect of it.
You don't have to wear a drop crotch. Also, like if your body is a certain way, if you want to wear jeans a certain way, you don't need the extra room in the crotch.
Yeah,
we just thought that was the fit in the beginning, but everybody's different.
Yeah, but yeah, speaking about like not nobody getting, some people certainly got it, but there was just such a flood of those are too short, those are too short, those are too short. They were like, okay, just make the inseam longer, and then that debate is over. And so it became over, and we don't get that email anymore. So sorry if the older Easy Guys fit you perfectly. Now they're a little bit longer, and you might have to get them hemmed. But we do that for no extra charge. So what's a drop crotch? A drop crotch is a crotch that kind of just hangs a little bit lower than where a natural crotch would be. So most jeans, the crotch just kind of fits you where your crotch is. On a drop crotch, think about whatever jeans you're wearing right now, wherever your crotch is, make it a little bit lower. Yeah. Right? So there's a little bit more room in that area.
Yeah. And you can do it one of two ways. You can wear regular jeans a little lower on your hip, or you can, you can design a pants like that. I'm sure you've seen pants that are
like harem pants, that go like down to your knees. Yeah. We didn't make the Easy Guy like that, but our intention was with the Easy Guy that the waist sits at your waist and the crotch would be a little bit lower on your body. But some people wear it kind of like normal jeans. They wear them like higher rise, so they pull them up a little bit more. Jeans are jeans. We have an intention in terms of the way we design a pair, but once you own them, they're your jeans. You wear them however way you want. So some people will buy a pair of Super Guys and buy them 2 or 3 sizes up and wear them baggy, right? Mm-hmm. No problem with that. They're your jeans to you. So yeah, hope that.
A shout out before it goes away.
Oh.
Vance Edwards says, sorry I missed last Friday's stream. It was my birthday.
Well, fantastic. Happy birthday, Vance. You're a great member of our community. It's always glad. Yeah. I'm always glad to see your face here. Everybody wish Vance a happy belated birthday. All right. Yay.
If anybody's birthdays today or, recently,
let us know. We're going to shout you out. Okay. Harley, bought myself many Easy Guys and love them. Has been a few years since. Wanted to make sure the fit is still similar before I grab some more this Black Friday. Yeah, right on. But yeah, if you need that 32-inch inseam, whatever your inseam is on the jeans that you have, just get that, and we'll hem it to that. No problem. Okay. Vitaly, can you talk a bit about black cashmere denim on sale now? How does it drape? Funny story about the black cashmere denim. I was on the Reddit, the raw denim Reddit the other day, and somebody posted a pair of their faded elephant 9s. And anyways, within their description of their fade, they said, oh, they were interested in the black cashmere and they wish they were on sale. I said, you know what? It's Christmas. Well, it's not really Christmas, but I was in a very generous mood. And I'm like, you know what? Upvote. my comment to 100, and we're going to put these on sale for Black Friday. And they got upvoted, so I put them on sale. So the black cashmere denim is 30% off right now on Tate+Yoko and Naked Famous Denim NYC. They will be until the end of the sale. Then they're going back to regular price. How do they drape? They're not particularly rigid. They're super soft. They're slightly brushed on the inside.
It's still raw on the outside, so it does have a little. It's not like a washed denim, but it does have a very like.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like if you held it up, like it's not gonna be like. It'll flop over, right? It's like it's got some flop, right? Flop. Yes.
Doesn't sound like a good thing.
No, I'm just thinking the pizza reviews. You gotta have, the good undercarriage, the flop. I need to have more raw denim terms. We got the ASMR with the scratch test, some flop. Anyways, it's a classic kind of feel, I would say. Not particularly rigid, maybe more so than like, a really washed, stretchy jean, but soft on the inside. It's got a little bit of stretch. If you're looking for a super comfort jean, this is definitely a great option. This is the cashmere denim. I always think of like, this is a great jean for dad. Like if the holiday season, you need something for dad, get him the cashmere jeans. Yeah. He will be absolutely thrilled by them.
Or somebody who's not particularly like into raw denim.
Yeah.
But it's a good opportunity to get them in. Yeah. Or like, I mean, your intention doesn't need to be like,
they're going to fade them
into raw denim. Although they do fade really nice.
They will fade. Oh yeah. But that's one of those jeans that you can spring on somebody and
it's not offensive.
Not offensive. And in like 6 months, they're going to be like, man, these jeans are fantastic. These are the only jeans I wear. So give that some thought. I got to get some English lessons. So yeah. Okay. And that's the story of the cashmere denim. Let's see here. Check out some questions we might have missed. They're really big and okay. Anyhow, Matt Garfield, any future plans for Sashiko? There'll always be something. There's nothing in the moment in the pipeline. I'm sure. Like sometimes people, yeah.
Oh, but for spring.
Oh right, there are. Yeah, man, like, my brain is so far ahead. I'm like, so there is something for spring. There are 2 things for spring. Yeah, we're gonna have to get those samples pretty soon. I think sometime in December we'll have those spring samples here. We got to ship out whatever fall samples we have left, and then we can start showing off some spring goods for you guys. We'll also drop the spring video probably around Christmas time. So that you'll have a little bit of a preview of what's going on there. The website might not be flipped until like mid-January though. So you'll get a preview on the video, but you won't see the products on the website.
Yeah, we're missing a bunch of.
Yeah, we got to do a lot of product photography. If you're a photographer in Montreal, you want to help us with the photo shoot, let us know. We're actively looking. Any news about tote bags with seasonal fabrics and the mugs? Tote bags are being developed right now. We are working with a factory that does some really, really good work in that space. So that's all in development. We're just, setting fabrics, figuring out costs and, what kind of trims and details and things like that we want to do. So that is in the pipeline. I don't have an ETA for that yet, but it's in the pipeline. Mugs are...
I don't know when we can release it. It's almost done. The production is going to be done soon, but I'm not sure when we can release it. It's made in Japan. We're going to ship it all the way to Canada.
Yeah. It's a soon, hopefully, but I don't have no ETA yet. No ETA yet. Any updates on MIJ 10 release timing? Probably, if it happens in 2022, it'll be late December.
I haven't received it yet. Right?
No, I know it's on. I don't know if they received it yet, but I know it's in transit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So a long time ago they went out.
Yeah. So it's. Yeah, I don't have an ETA on that either. Sorry, But if it happens in 2022, it'll happen like right at the end.
Yeah.
It'll just loop right in there. So obviously, as always, pay attention to our email blasts and social media, and of course, tune into our live streams so we can give you the updates as we get them. Okay. Pedro Cortez writes, hey Bayzat, hey. Refresh my memory on the Indigo black stretch that's in the spring line, 12.5 ounce, please, and thank you. That's the Midnight Slub Stretch Selvedge. So that is one of our favorite bases. So it's the same thing that we used we did the Golden Hour Slub Stretch Selvedge. We did the Perfect Blue Slub Stretch Selvedge. That was the same Slub Stretch Selvedge that you saw on the Goku. You saw it on Ryu. You saw it in Ken. You saw it in Cell. We did a Sakura Slub Stretch Selvedge. So beautiful, beautiful base. Fades incredibly. I'm just trying to remember the stretch content. I think it's 2% stretch. So not like a super high percentage, but a great comfort fabric nevertheless. Very visibly slubby, even though it's sanforized and it's got the stretch. So it's got a great texture. It's something that you're going to notice right away, kind of like this. You're going to notice it from far. And we're going to do an Indigo by Black version. So a midnight edition of our Indigo Slub Stretch. So I'm looking forward to that. Derek writes, would love to get a denim watch strap, something you'd ever considered. I've never considered it. I don't know. I'm sure there's a bit of a crossover between the watch guys and the denim guys. There's no question. I just don't know how many of those people that there are. Also, I'm not quite sure how to make it out of denim. I mean, I guess we can use, it would have to be like denim tape, right? You know, like taping. Because if you cut denim fabric, you cut the edges, it's all going to fray off. So it needs to be like, you know, like Selvedge tape or something like that.
Yeah, or you fold it over.
Yeah, it would be a little complicated to use actual denim. Yeah. Anyways, it would be a whole thing. I'm not really sure if that's our realm. If people do make denim watch straps,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I would maybe check them out because they're gonna know what they're doing. I have no idea what it would take to make a proper watch strap. Okay. Shane writes, a company and Oris did a collab featuring a denim strap. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure there are denim straps out there. But also, is it actual denim or is it like denim tape? Right? Because like there's a lot of fabrics. I don't know if you guys know what tape is. Not like tape, like sticky tape, but fabric tape. They use it to like cover up seams and things like that. And like you can get really, really narrow fabrics woven that way. Like there's like fake. Anytime like you see fake Selvedge, it's because they made taping that with the Selvedge pattern on it, and they'll sew that into like the outseam of a jean.
Yeah, it's like a ribbon.
Yeah, it's like a ribbon. Yeah. Shane Corwin, happy Thanksgiving, friends. Well, thank you. Okay. Racer Guy 008 would love to look through the rolls of unreleased denim you have at the warehouse. There are actually quite a few. You know, every couple of weeks, Brandon sends me an email. He's like, you know, we have these fabrics left, right? I'm like, I know we have these fabrics. Like, I have a whole list, and
yeah, but it's like a lot of it is like, you know, I mean, it's just like we have to.
It has to be the right time. Certain
and then
things,
the right amount too. Like you
Yeah.
can't just like release, you know, a few pieces.
Right.
You just have
Yeah.
to, you know.
It right. So
And then if it didn't make it into the regular collection, then all obviously it's always gonna take the backseat.
But not always. Sometimes, like there are some fabrics, like we made them, we just forgot that we made them, and they came in, and then
right. And in terms of production, though, like you know, we gotta, you know, we're having a hard time like keeping up with the things that we already sold.
Right. Yeah, and then there's stuff that like, you know, it was the fabric when the fabric came in, you know, there's sometimes we just make stuff sometimes, and you know, there's one denim. If we've had it in the warehouse for years now. It's called like code name is the party weft, And it looks like a party. It's amazing. And there's 2 colors of it. And every couple of weeks, Brandon's like, we have that, right? I'm like, I know. I just like, it's a very much a fall denim. And like this fall, there was just no production space to do it. And like last year, there was no production space to do it. Like there was like the last couple of years, as you guys know, there's just been like backlogs of stuff. And I just can't find the right timing to put it out. And like we're doing fall winter 23 development. Like we're doing it right now. Actually, next week, Brandon's coming to Japan. We're going to Mills. We're doing fall winter 23 stuff. And it's like, okay, so we have this fall winter 23 collection stuff going on. I still have this fabric in my back pocket. Anyhow, stuff will eventually come out. But yeah, there is actually quite a bit of stuff in the warehouse that's just sitting there, and eventually it'll get used. The beauty of denim is that it's not fruit. It doesn't go bad. It's not food. There's no expiration date on it. If you find a roll of fabric that's 40 years old, you could still use it, so long as it's,
dead stock.
Yeah, dead stock. So it'll come. Yeah, it'll come. But yeah, as far as coming to take a look, I don't know if you ever come to Montreal. Some people get the tour, and we can show you some cool stuff.
It's very rare that they get to tour the fabric.
The fabric part. Yeah. If I'm sometimes I get really excited. I'm like, hey, you want to see some cool stuff? And anyways, maybe then. Okay. Benridge 9. Is the logo on the chest pocket on the Toxic Avenger removable, like the large patch on the back? This is embroidered in. Is it this side? I can't see it. It's embroidered in. I suppose if you were very clever with a seam ripper and or a thread ripper,
I wouldn't.
It's in there. It's in there. You could really try, but
it's like it's very detailed embroidery, so there's a ton of holes there.
Just enjoy the beauty of Toxie's face.
It's also like pretty much like not visible if you like put your arms.
Somebody might see like, what's that green thing? And anyways, you can explain that it's a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. But yeah.
Or put a patch over it.
Yeah. Or a Munka pin. We have those pins from Munka, those silver pins.
Yeah, I guess it's the right size.
Right size. Weird positioning to put a pin though, but anyhow. Or just take a piece of fabric, put a square over it. Your patchwork.
Many people are gonna be like, "What's underneath that?"
None of your business. Patchworking your jeans. Andrew Wright, I would totally buy a Selvedge or watch strap from Naked Famous. So that's at least 2 of us. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I do have a bit of a newfound watch obsession. Being friends with Michael at the Iron Snail.
Yeah, it's a bad influence.
Doesn't help. We're on like WhatsApp and like, hey, look what I just got. Oh, look what I just got. And I'm like, oh man, I'm obsessed with this watch. Anyways, we just talk about watches all the time now. It's bad. Because
it's scary because the price point just jumps from like one to the other like very easily.
Yeah, at one point you're like $1,200 for a watch. I'm like, that's a lot of money.
And then like the ceiling is so high that like it just like somewhere on here is already high, but it's like it doesn't look like
it gets to the point where you're like, oh, it's $8,000. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, this one's $12,000. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then you're looking like, wow, that one's $20,000. I'm like, oh.
You can buy cars.
Yeah.
You can buy 2 cars probably.
Yeah. I think Michael got a skeletonized Zenith. Yeah, he did. Anyways, he got 2 Zenith watches recently, and we were just talking to him about it. But yeah, look, watches is crazy. I can't afford any of them, and but it's fun to look at. It's fun to look at least. But yeah, the problem is in my brain, I'm like, oh, it's not bad. Oh, 8,000. I'm like 8,000. Yeah, oh, it's okay. That's a normal price for a watch.
It's like when you're looking at like houses to buy, and it's like $20,000 difference. Seems like a chunk change. It's like, oh, that's not different at all. It's the same price, but it's like $20,000. That's like you can furnish the whole house.
You could buy a watch.
You can buy a watch, yes.
So yeah, watches is an expensive hobby. I'm trying to keep it under control. Try not to spend too much. But at the same time, I think to myself, well, if I didn't buy that watch, then I can bank that amount of money and the virtual bank of money that I didn't spend, and then I can buy the really big one day. I don't know. We'll see. The Beast 2500 furnished the house with watches. That's it. We just watches everywhere.
Okay. Be obsessed with time.
Yeah.
Never be late for anything.
Yeah. I'll still be late. Although I'm pretty good. I'm usually not that late.
Yeah.
Risa, what's your mug? It looks so cool.
Thank you.
It's a great
This
mug.
is just like a weird. It's it's made in Japan and all, but like
What does it
I just
say?
looked at it. It says cat mark milk. So it's not a real milk company or anything. It's just like a imagined brand of milk that are like.
That would be amazing if somebody made a milk brand that was like cat brand, and there's like mother cat's milk and kids.
I saw it and it's like I have tons of mugs, and then at that point I was like, I'm never buying new mugs again, and I just saw it.
That was the one.
Yeah.
Pedro Cortez. I'll piggyback on VD's comment. Let's take a moment to thank the warehouse folks shipping out everyone's orders. Absolutely. Yeah, we've got a great team at Tate+Yoko handling your orders. They're getting them out as fast as they can.
This year is the first year that we're not there.
Yeah,
we felt confident still.
Yeah, I was gonna say 22 years. In 12 years, this is the first Black Friday that I was not there. So I was there's something exciting about being in the warehouse on Black Friday.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody who's, who usually doesn't, pick orders. Everybody's
in the warehouse working. I've got a stack of orders this thick, and I'm just going through the warehouse, boom, stack them up high, and I'm just, because I'm a salesman too, so to see all this stuff go out and.
Yeah, it's a team effort. We order pizza.
Yeah.
Like it's a fun time.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's fun.
It's a lot of work, and I'm very happy that we have a team where like we could trust. Like we didn't, it's like obviously we didn't want to fly thousands of miles to go there.
Yeah.
But I just feel very thankful that we have a team that we can like trust.
Yeah,
we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, they're professionals. They get the job done. They're a good group of people, and I wish I could be in the trenches with them this time.
Yeah, it was closer.
I really wish, one thing that kind of annoys me, because I would go to like really short trips to Montreal if they brought back the Haneda Montreal direct flight. Mm-hmm. That was a direct flight that they had. It's 13 hours, whatever. But it's so much more convenient. Like I hate to say, the worst part about like traveling right now from Japan is going to Narita, because it's like a friggin' 2-hour trip, and when we travel, we've got like 6 bags, big bag. Like there's more bags than we have hands, and it's very annoying to get there. And then coming back, it's very annoying. So I don't like doing that part. I'm like, if I'm gonna do a short trip, I kind of like, it's like, sometimes when we're in Montreal, not that New York is very far, but sometimes you just do a day trip to New York. Get on the flight in the morning, do your work, get on the flight, go home. Like, I could go to Montreal for a week or like even a couple days if... I have to say that also when the flights were cheaper, because the flights used to be like 12...
It could go under...
Yeah, it could go under 1,000, which sometimes like going from Montreal to New York for that, 50-minute flight could sometimes be the same price.
Or Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's the domestic flight. They don't even serve you food.
Yeah.
And it's like...
that's the biggest scam. Is Air Canada. I'm gonna call out Air Canada right now on this. Hopefully an Air Canada executive is in the live stream watching right now. You should be ashamed of yourselves because you do two very, very bad things. Very bad. Number one, when you fly in Canada, Canada's a huge country. Huge. When you fly from Montreal to Vancouver, they don't consider, obviously it's not an international flight, right? But it's like you're flying across Europe.
Yeah.
It's a 6-hour flight. They don't give you a meal. There's no meal on this flight. And
you
then,
can buy it,
right.
but it's not even
Yeah.
good.
And so the rule is like, oh, we only give meals on international flights. Okay, well, when you fly from Canada to the United States, that's an international flight. That is two different countries. I would like it to be one country, but it is two different countries. And you don't give me a meal.
Yeah.
You still don't. You swiggle your way out of that.
Oh, this is not intercontinental flight.
Nonsense. Shame on you. Get that right. You should. And like, I know why you charge so much between Montreal, Toronto, Montreal, New York is because, the business people fly those routes all the time. So you rip them off because they have to pay for it. So what are they going to do? Yeah. That's what I feel about that. You run 12 flights a day and you charge so much money for that flight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible. In the States, you guys are blessed. You don't even understand how blessed you are with air travel, especially in Europe, with all the low-cost carriers. Canada, we don't have it. They're all owned by the same companies, and they all charge exactly the same. It doesn't matter. Like, you will save like 5 cents if you're lucky. If you go from one carrier to another, they've got that stuff on lock. It's kind of like our cell phone plans. Terrible. This is definitely rant time. Airline rant time for Canada.
Me rant.
Yeah. It is criminal what you guys do, and I'm not a fan. And especially for someone who travels so much. Used to in the last 2 years, not so much. But it's like, I know you cater to like the big executive businesses because you can milk them dry. But like our size businesses and stuff like that still need to travel. Like, we're punished because you guys are milking the companies that are like, oh, well, we have to promise our certain level of employees business class and first class flights. So that's why the business class, if you just look at what a business class flight costs, I never fly business class unless I get a free upgrade.
Which used to be a thing.
Yeah, which they used to do.
All the time. Yeah. Never anymore.
Yeah. But like, it's like $9,000 for a flight from Montreal to Tokyo, $8,000, $9,000 for a business class flight. Mm-hmm. Like, but the only reason they do that is because certain companies, many companies, they promise that's a perk. Like, if you have to travel for work,
a certain level employee executive, then you get to fly business no matter where you go, and it's like. And it's fine for the companies who can afford it. They are the ones who promised it. But at the same time, it's just like it just feels like you're not appreciating, regular people's business at all. Yeah. You're just like an accessory to those things. And
absolutely. So
it's not nice.
It does drive me crazy. But yeah, if the flight from Tokyo to Montreal was, around the $1,000 to $1,300 Canadian price point as it used to be, it still sometimes is. Short trips, fine, no problem. But when you're spending so much money now, and you have to go to Narita, and it's not like there's no direct to Montreal, so it's like I have to fly to Vancouver, do a transfer. It's all Toronto. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. But anyways, I think I would go back to the meal thing where you don't meals should be decided
on the time
of the flight, because as humans we need to eat every now and then.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's an international flight that is 2 hours that they don't serve meals. I get it. In 2 hours you don't have to eat.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there for 6 hours, plus it takes forever to take off and land and all that stuff. So you're stuck there for 7 hours, and you're just you gotta serve.
You gotta give me something. You gotta give me something. Speaking of which, we were at the grocery store yesterday, and so one of Japan's airlines called ANA, All Nippon Airways, and they sell the meals as a frozen meal. In they have a huge section in the frozen aisle of ANA meals. So if you want the airline meal, they have them in the little airline packaging and everything. And the ads are kind of funny because it's all the what are they called? The sky waitresses.
Something like that, Sky restaurant or something.
Yeah, and they have the anyways, their employees like proudly it's kind of funny. I'm like, I'm like, is the airline meal something you want? It's not really something you want. It's something you have to eat. But it's like not something I've been like you know what I really want right now is the Air Canada in-flight meal from blah blah blah.
Like ANA has good meals.
Yeah.
Compared to some of other companies, but you consider it good because the comparison is so low. Like it's one of the lowest level of like restaurants basically. So like that's not good. Like maybe like they're playing tricks on you. It's like, yeah, our meals are good.
Our meals
like,
are so good they
to
sell
eat
them
on
at the grocery store. Yeah.
But it's so funny.
Yeah. But ANA meals are pretty good for airplane food, I have to say.
They also hire like famous like chefs sometimes, and then collaborate with them to create like meal recipes and stuff like that. And maybe they're trying to cash in on that too. But that's ridiculous.
But anyways, I thought it was neat. I mean, if you come to Japan, you're here for a trip, it could be a fun little thing to try. Salsa, are ANA meals better than a Hungry Man TV dinner? I'm going to go with probably. Yeah. Those TV dinners don't look so appetizing. These, they have big chunks. I'm going to say the Hungry Man, like big chunks of corn and beef and I don't know. But the meals, anyways. They look like in-flight meals, but.
They're smaller, but like probably the quality's
maybe.
Higher.
Japanese quality. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Those TV dinners, I've never eaten one, but there's a YouTuber, his name is Brutal Moose, and sometimes he does these he's so funny. He's so funny. If you check him out. And he does these videos where he like does these reviews of food reviews and like
so sad.
Sometimes he does the TV dinners. They're very sad. He's like some of them are okay, but like some of them are very questionable. Okay. Vitaly, Business Insider has a good short documentary on airplane meals and logistics that go into it. Oh, I'm sure it's a very
interesting.
Because look, you have to have meals for like hundreds of people. Have enough calories and all that stuff, and they have to be easily prepared, heated up, all that stuff. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna. That's no problem. Elias Deus, guys watching from Montreal. Any brand recommendation stores? I've seen Naked and Famous, great place. Our store Tate+Yoko, Clark Street Mercantile, Lopez, Simon's. Searching for great local brands. Check out OTH. OTH is the OG, so Off the Hook. OTH is the OG streetwear sneaker store in Montreal. They've been holding it down since forever. What's it called? In the hotel. In the old port. I forget what they're called. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, so the OTH has a location also in the old port of Montreal.
Yeah.
In the hotel. I forget what it's called, but I'm gonna check it out. And William Gray Hotel in Old Montreal.
It's beautiful there.
Very, very beautiful shop. You definitely have to check them out. Oh, are we overexposed a little bit? Okay, let's fix that. Bam. Okay. What else is another great shop in Montreal? Boutique Archive. This is in Ahunsik. It's actually not that far. I mean, it's a little bit of a walk from Tate+Yoko, but a drive. It's only like a 5-minute drive away. So Boutique Archive is quite nice. Also, in the area where Boutique Archive is, it's not that far from the market, and there's a lot of great independent grocery store type shops. A lot of like small. They carry a lot of local beers and wine and things like that. Cheese. So there's a lot of great local shops. I can't think of any offhand. Sometimes we're just in that area and we walk around and, we find something cool. One place that I always recommend when you go to Montreal is you go to the Marché aux Puces Saint Michel.
Yeah, it's
so
a little out of the way. You have to walk like a few minutes from at Saint Michel station, which is like the end of Montreal. But it's worth it. Like we go there
it's our favorite place to go.
Probably most.
Yeah. It's a big flea market. They've got everything: furniture, comic books, old electronics, clothes. Buy a lot of mugs there. Don't buy my mugs. I buy. I go there. I clean up. I buy every mug. But yeah, it's a really really nice place to go. Boutique Archive, OTH at William Gray, Marché aux Puces Saint Michel. Jean, another jean store to check out, just because they're also old school Montreal. Jeans. That's the name of the store. Jeans.
It is jeans.
Yeah, it's all it is. It's all jeans all the time. Fantastic people over there at Jeans. I have to say that, I like to think as Tate+Yoko is like the denim store of Montreal, but like all the Montrealers, like whether you're a denim head or just a person looking for jeans, they all go to Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jeans is like over the rainbow in Toronto. In Toronto, over the rainbow is like
the old school.
They've been around forever. Yeah. Your mom bought her jeans here. Your dad bought her. Like when they were young, they bought their jeans there. Now they're adults. They buy their jeans there, and now they bring their kids to buy jeans there, and their kids are teenagers, older. That's a generational thing. Jeans. OTH, just old school jeaners. They just that's what they do. Iwallen, Jeans is such a good name. I mean, it is what it is. It's all jeans. It's fantastic. Old school.
And they're really there to help you find the jeans.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah.
If I could steal all their staff, I would. Yeah. But yeah, no, they're fantastic people over there. So as for food, I saw somebody mention something about bagels. Of course, there's St. Viator Bagel. That is the OG old school original. I don't know if it's the original, but they've been around for forever. Montreal bagels are different than any bagels anywhere else. And there's all these kinds of documentaries you can watch about it. But St. Viator, there's also Real Bagel, which is also very, very good. You really can't anywhere that makes their own bagel. You're going to be very, very happy with it. But St. Viator is definitely the most famous. It's the go-to.
You want to go to their place too. Like you get to see them make it bagels, and it's impressive.
Yeah, like they have these wood fire ovens, so they boil the bread in like this honey water for a little bit, and you watch the guys they rip the dough off from like this giant mound of dough. They spin it around, throw it in the water. They have these giant sticks that they throw it in the wood oven. They pull it out, and then they like have this giant pile of bagels that they just toss them on. And if you want a bagel, boom, they're hot. They put them in a bag for you.
Yeah,
you're good to go.
They do it in such small space too. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. Iwallen. Do they carry Naked Famous there at Jeans? They do. Claude Jean writes, Jeans always has Naked Famous at 50% off. Mm-hmm. So they probably have some good deals there. I don't know if it's always 50% off, but I'm sure they have good deals
stuff
there.
Like we'll give them, a good markdown items. Yeah. Because I think they're more of the price range is maybe a little bit lower. So
yeah, they
just want to make sure that
they definitely got the deals. So anyways, check out Jeans when in Montreal. I'm sure you're gonna find some good stuff there and some good people. Only time I've seen Naked Famous jeans in the wild was at Nordstrom Rack. Don't have many options where I live. That's from Salsa. Yeah, sorry about that. We do try to have a wider net, but we are as big as some people think we are. We are still a very small fish in a big pond.
Yeah,
very big pond. Not every city has a raw denim shop. Not every city has a denim shop. It's
and there's a lot of denim brands out there.
A lot of denim brands out there.
Yeah, our sales team is.
Yeah, we're small, but we're also a niche
small
product.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even if there is a denim store there. Maybe they're selling, wash jeans, or there's a particular way that they sell jeans, and raw denim just isn't their customer base. So it's sometimes a little bit harder for some people to get around that. Like even in the finer menswear stores, where there's like the heritage style or suit stores, sometimes we find ourselves in like suiting stores. Sometimes we find ourselves in like the more heritage style stores. And even then, it's, because they're, especially in the heritage style stores, because there's so many options. Sometimes, they have a brand, it works for them. That's the brand that they carry, right? So, there are some stores that they want to collect brands and they have a little bit of everything. And then there's some stores that are like, hey, these are the 2 or 3 brands that we carry in our store for that. We've got it covered. We like your stuff, but this is what we do.
I mean, the problem with our stuff is like a lot of the times, like what we sell, what we, do well is something that needs to be explained. And some stores don't want to do that.
Yeah. Claude Jean also writes, they have older Naked Famous models at Jeans and Jeans. Yes, they do. They also have unbranded. Yes. Yeah. I think they're the only place in Montreal you can buy unbranded. Yeah. We don't even carry it at Tate+Yoko. We don't. Okay. But yeah, back to Montreal. Places to recommend. St. Viator. You got to try Schwartz's. That's just kind of the thing you have to do. If you want a big giant smoked meat sandwich, a sandwich that's this thick and you have to dislocate your jaw to get in there, they got it for you. And you got to do it. You got to do. Here's a pro tip at Schwartz's. They've got 2 doors. There's one door for the sit in, and there's the other door for the takeout. Go to the takeout door, order the sandwich. At the takeout side, there's a few tables in the back that you can eat. So you don't actually have to take it out. You can actually eat it in. On the other side, sometimes there's a lineup. Sometimes you're going to wait there for a while. So, anyways.
Also, another pro tip, if you go there, buy this like fries seasoning they have. Is that fries seasoning?
Yeah.
They put it on fries, but like they have their own seasoning, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's one of my
the fry seasoning is incredible. Yeah, so those are some fun places to check out in Montreal. Also, check out Chinatown. Chinatown's got a couple of really nice restaurants. There's a dumpling place called King Hua. King Hua, I think that's how you say it. Very, very good. And Beijing Chinese. If you want like Western style Chinese food, Beijing is a place to go. They really do a good job of it. I really enjoy Beijing in Montreal. I go there a lot. That's probably my favorite restaurant in Montreal. Just I like that kind of Chinese food. I really do. All right.
Not something you can get here. So
much. In Japan, Chinese food is Chinese food. They unless you go there, they just opened a Panda Express like not that long ago, but it's not like I don't go there. We tried it once when it opened, and I'm just like, man, I haven't had this taste in a while.
Yeah,
but
it's exactly the same. I mean, it's like McDonald's. You go there, everything is the same. But yeah, I don't crave that. Beijing is way higher quality.
Beijing is way higher quality. Yeah, you go there with a group of people. They got big tables. It's a good time. Okay. Okay. Alan Velope writes, Bayzad, DM'd you on Insta. Sorry. No problem. Need your help with an order from Tate+Yoko. I'll see what I can do. But honestly, the best people to... If you have a problem with an order...
Info at
Tate+Yoko.
Yeah. We'll get to every single email. It might take, like on the weekends, we might not, like open up those emails so often. But it's really like once you're there, like you're going to get dealt with 100%.
Yeah. Because sometimes like you're going to message me and then all I'm going to do is message the staff at Tate+Yoko. So like they're going to get it either way because they're the ones who are going to fix it for you. Yeah.
The sooner you get into that info at email box, that's better.
Yeah. Okay. Jakers11. Gyoza no Osho kinda reminds me of that offshoot American Chinese style, but a bit more authentic flavors.
I was thinking about this the other day because Ginza no Osho is often in the news because like the owner got like murdered a few years ago. But like I don't think I've ever been to Ginza no Osho. It's like a gyoza chain. it's pretty widespread. There's one around the corner from us too, but it's such a men's place to me.
Yeah. There are certain restaurants in this country that are very like men. Like
I wouldn't go there by myself or with my girlfriend. There are some places that I've only been because, I go with you.
Yeah, that is true. There are like, it's not like, America where there's like Hooters and it's like, that's a guy's place. Right.
I mean,
like
here, like that,
yeah, but here it's like, there are certain restaurants and like even just cafes, like you go to certain cafes here, like there won't be a man in there. Like it'll be 100% women. Like I've been in there with you and I'm like,
you always point that out.
I always point it out. There's always these situations where I'm like, there's no men in here. Zero. And I'm like, I'm the only one.
And it's not like we're going to this like really fantasy land, sparkly, cute cafes. Like that's not my style either. Yeah. But like we just go to like, nice place. Yeah. So it's like oftentimes it's only women. And we also go there like, weekday.
Yeah, weekday afternoon.
Nighttime.
Taji H, like maid cafes. Maid cafes are almost. I'm gonna say that it's probably. It's almost all men for sure. I can't imagine too many ladies going there.
Yeah,
unless like, you're in the industry.
But Maid Cafe is a good example of like equivalent to Hooters, like but their business model is based off of men coming in. But there are places that, I mean, their business model might be like men, but not for the obvious reason. But like there are restaurants that are like, a lot of like good value, not so much fanciness, but like good, like a lot of meat, a lot of rice,
cheap beer, and you can smoke inside.
Those are like catered to men. And it's just like some like one of those things.
Lee H, Maid Cafe patrons 100% men. LOL. Yeah, I think it would be the only women that go in there are the girlfriends. The anime loving girlfriends, like if there's a couple and they're both really into anime, they will go together.
Or tourists.
Tourists.
You like a rent experience that.
Because if you go to Akihabara, it feels like a meat market. Like it is like not in a good way, but they're like just a train of girls in maid outfits, and they're all just trying to get you to go to their cafe. It's weird, man.
Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Because they also look like they're 14 too.
Yeah, it's just like I just think Chris Hansen's gonna pop out. Like I'm like looking at these guys talking to these girls, and like because the girls like they have a menu, like here's what.
And they're not actually 14, just so you know. Like, they just look great.
Yeah, because they just very childlike, and I'm just like, don't go, man. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't go. But there's a Hooters in Shibuya.
You've been there?
I've been there. I went there with Brandon once. One time, Brandon and I, we had to kill, like, it was like an early morning. We had a meeting in Shibuya, and like our flight was like in the early afternoon, and like we had just the time to kill. I'm like, what do we do? And we're just looking around. We're just kind of tired at the end of our trip. Like, we're like, we can't just go to the airport now. We're like, we're going to be there for like 6 hours. Like, we just look up and there's a Hooters, and we're just like, all right, let's do it. Japanese Hooters. I don't think, is it there anymore? I don't think it's there anymore. In the
Maybe
Shibuya
not.
one. No.
There was like only like a 2 or 3.
There's like one in Ginza.
Yeah, maybe they closed one of them. Like I know they're not doing so well.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It just doesn't have that. For foreigners maybe, but I guess with the last 2 years, not a lot of foreigners here. It's just like a bros kind of night out.
Yeah, and I think that, bros night out in Japan is more hostess clubs. Like, they don't necessarily want to go to a restaurant where, waitresses are like, wearing low-cut t-shirt, but they don't stay with you.
Yeah, at the hostess club, they stay with you.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
it's a whole culture thing. If you guys don't know what a hostess club is, it's...
Also, I mean, you guys probably just don't go for like, hey, let's go for chicken wings and beers, Maybe that's not...
Yeah, I don't know. Just there's a cultural thing for sure. Pedro Cortez, why don't you have a seat? Yeah. It's a trap, guys. It's a trap. Don't do it. Vitelli, yeah, visiting Japan a few months ago and walking around Akihabara, I definitely felt uncomfortable with the Maid Cafe girls calling you on every corner. Yeah.
Yeah. And they do it to him when I'm right next.
Yeah.
And they don't do that to me. Like, it's one thing if they're doing that to everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a couple walking down the street and you just like talk to the guy of the couple.
Imagine that. Imagine a girl imagine in New York, a couple, and like some girls try to talk into your man. Like it's just, you're going to get smacked. Like, I'm just like, I'm just like this. Don't make eye contact. Just keep going straight. Like I'm just going to the game store. I don't need to interact.
Like it's not like they're flirting with you, but
I know,
like it's just kind of uncomfortable situation.
It's just not for me. So anyways, I'm not judging if you guys like that stuff.
No, but it's something interesting for sure. Like it's if you look at it from like a cultural perspective, I don't think you get that anywhere else. And if you want to take a look at what it's like, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's
harmless. It's not it's not
like creepy or anything like that. I think it's just like they know what it is, and they just they're just like bubbly. They're
bubbly, and like the sugar level is amplified 200%. So it's like Elias Deus can't be worse than the red light district in Amsterdam. Oh, that's gonna be 1,000 times like more adult oriented than there's no like what goes on like Maid Cafes is like PG-13.
Oh, 100%. If you want something more, then you don't go to Akihabara.
You're not going there. Ted Magbag writes, best sneakers to wear with jeans. It's a good question. I wear a lot of Converse, so I like that type of sneaker. I like Dunks. I think a Jordan 1 is a great sneaker to wear with jeans. Air Forces, depending on how wide the leg opening is. Yeah. I like the New Balance look also. But I don't own a single pair of New Balances.
I never got into that look.
Yeah.
I do like it. But,
BD Vans High is my go-to. I've never personally got into Vans, but I think Vans with like a skinny jean looks really cool. Elias writes, white sneakers, common projects. Yeah, common projects are like, they're very non-offensive, like, that clean silhouette, look. Clean look. That goes with everything, whether you're wearing a jeans with sweatpants, you're wearing it with trousers. That goes with everything.
I often wear something like, like, it's not from Converse, but like that kind of look, like just Converse style.
Yeah.
Clean, no branding, like whatsoever, white sneakers. That's just like I don't want to use my brain. I go for that sneaker.
Yeah. I own a lot of sneakers, a lot of Converse, like my Converse, I like Jack Purcell highs. I like Jack Purcell lows. John Varvatos Converse used to make this one, but like it had like 10,000 like laces on it. It was crazy. The laces were made of like an elastic. Those I had like 5 pairs of those. I really loved that sneaker for a long time. I had them in every color. I had black, I had beige, I had like a velvet green. I had them all. I loved that sneaker so much. I don't know. Do they still make that sneaker?
I haven't seen them in a while.
John Barbados.
You go into like, if you like.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you like something, you go into because I remember you like, wearing the Lanvin sneaker a lot.
Oh, right.
Those. Like you had a bunch of pairs.
I had maybe 5 or 6 pairs of Lanvin sneakers. I had the high tops and I had the low tops. I still have a couple pairs of low tops, but the Lanvin sneaker, I think that predated kind of like that was kind of like the fashion sneaker.
Like a luxury brand, streetwear.
Yeah, there wasn't that. I think the Lanvin sneaker set it off for the luxury sneaker world. And then, you had the Common Project came in, and then you had like the weird ones. The weird ones all started with Prada. Prada started making all the weird sneakers. But yeah. Nicholas Viplu, I picked up a pair of trophy shoes for some reason. Converse in Japan doesn't have size 10. Oh, interesting.
What size is size 10?
Like American size 10.
Yeah, what size is that here?
Probably like 28.
28. 28 they should make.
Yeah, I think
I see why they would make, 29s.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned my buddy Wild Frontier Goods, he's out here in Japan. He does a lot of leather craft stuff, but I was talking to him about, because he did some like indigo dyed
Converse.
Yeah, he did some Nikes, and then we were talking about doing some Converse. I think he's gonna start doing them again. So if you want some made in Japan indigo dyed Converse sneakers, go check out Wild Frontier Goods on Instagram. It's like all made to order stuff, but he does indigo dye. He's a cool guy. But yeah, check it out. He's got those Nike ones that he did are really cool. And I told him when I'm done my my 2022 New Year's resolution with no sneakers this year.
Which you are still keeping. It's 11 months and however many days in.
I bought some watches, but I didn't buy any shoes.
Yeah. So the spending has not decreased.
Yeah, I just
in fact they probably went up, but
yeah, I just put it somewhere else. But
at least you're not crowding our shoe wall.
That's true. But I told him that when 2023 comes, I'm gonna have to order some indigo sneakers.
No watches in 2023.
No,
that's not
gonna
happen.
I'm still new into watches. That I'm like,
yeah, maybe by 2030 you'll be done with watches, and you'll be like,
well, yeah. Watches. By that time we'll have a mortgage of no. We're never. Don't let me do that.
No, you're not allowed to borrow money to buy watches. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. Elias Diaz, the weird sneakers are really about a vision the designer wanted to sell, like those destroyed Balenciagas. They are selling the idea of a dead sneaker which cannot exist in the world of mass consumption. I mean, you can spin it however way you want. Sometimes I feel like, especially with some of the ironic and the, there was a lot of like that, blue collar uniform type, products they were putting out. I got the sense that I think they were trolling their audience. I think that some of these people are like, let me see if we can. Somebody in there is like, I bet you I could sell this for $1,000. Like they'll take like a belt that should be like $15 worth of material, and they're like, we'll put this up for a G, and watch me sell it. And like I think that they sometimes get a kick out of it. I think that I think that they're sick. That some of them are sick, and yes, this is rant time. And they get a kick out of being like, let's see what kind of literal garbage I can sell my audience. It's not about vision or this. They're gonna sell you like it's a vision, but they're not gonna tell you their sick thoughts. They're not gonna put that on display. I can see through it. But yeah, some of the stuff that they put out is for people who want to be like, number one, people. There's also there's a social thing to it where it's like, look at me, I can wear literal trash and spend $1,000 on it. Look how cool I am, right? Look at how fashionable I am. I'm wearing the most fashion. This is the newest thing. I'm on it before you. You know that this torn up whatever or this, very, very ordinary looking item was very, very expensive. So I see something that you don't see, right? There's something there in that realm. But yeah, some of it it's not about an artistic desire or creation. Some of it is literally about ripping you off. They have no problem doing that. They don't care. You get value out of it because, hey, I get to wear the logo or whatever is involved with being associated with this artist or design. Sure. But and some of it boils down to also like, some of the stuff, it's like you literally took another brand's shoe, like an Asics or like a Solomon, and you took what was considered ugly, right? And you're like, we're gonna slap our designer label on it, and now it's $1,000 or 3 or 4 or 5 times the price, maybe more, and now we're gonna sell it back to you saying that, hey, number one, we ripped off the design, and we're taking something that was considered ugly, and now we're telling you that it's cool, and it is cool now because you co-signed it, right? And that's just how cool works.
Right, like like the idea of what's cool and what is, like trendy is, created by these brands that are already have that,
Yeah.
title to be cool.
Yeah.
And then you
This is a
whatever you want.
fun debate, just all around.
Yeah. But from a consumer's perspective, I think it's a little different. Like, obviously your idea of cool and stuff like that are, to a certain extent, are manipulated by these, brands who are deciding what's cool and telling you what's cool, obviously. But at the same time, that is like, that's something that you can't avoid. And, like, if you actually think that something is cool and you want to buy it and you want to enjoy it, I think that's fine too. Like, my advice would be not to overspend on anything that you can, like that you might like for just a few months. But if you want to enjoy that for the moment, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, sure. But they also, it's also down to, like, they have white whale, like, white whale might not be the right term, but they have a certain amount of whale customers that are going to buy stuff at any price anyways.
Mhm.
So, that's why, again, it's just like with the airline stuff. There are certain whales that they just rely on to buy stuff. So we make product at this price point because they're going to buy it. You're not going to buy it, because you can't afford it. Maybe you'll buy it secondhand. Maybe you buy it when it's on sale. Maybe our stuff doesn't go on sale. I don't know. But they're just the idea of, like, the way the price points have really driven up in luxury compared to the quality that you get. You used to be able to get that quality. I don't know if there's inflation, there's all that stuff for sure. But I just find that the price points are so astronomically through the roof nowadays that to me, it's at the point of, I think they're just having a laugh at it. I think especially remember, there's an artistic part of it, and then there's the business part of it, and then there's, like, these are massive companies. Like, it's not just like some local artisan. These are massive, huge global companies, and their stockholders need, they need returns, right? And they're going to get those returns, and they're going to do it by whatever means necessary. And if that means taking a stonewashed basic jean that it might be made well, maybe it's made in Japan, maybe it's made in Italy, if you were to buy that jean from an independent boutique that might have, had it made for their store, right? Maybe that jean might have been $200, $275, right? A private brand for their store. But instead, the fashion company went to the same factory, the same denim fabric, all the same production, everything. They slapped their buttons on it, their tags, and now that jean's $1,200. I just don't see how you get from a store or, like, a regular brand making a production and still making a margin, being able to feed and keep the lights on and, feed their staff at that price point that they sell it for. Like, the jump is so huge that you have to understand it is not about quality anymore. It's not about, even if you were to double it, like, isn't double it, like,
there's only so much. There is a ceiling to the quality you can, and part of it is, like, not necessarily, like, I also think that, like quality and price and rarity are all those three things, and, like, if you hit the maximum on everything, then it would just be the top things, and it's not. I wouldn't say, like, because it's rare that the quality is always higher, or the vice versa. Like, it's those are two things that are separate, and then if it coexist, then the price would be, like, higher. So a lot of things combined, but regardless of anything like that, there is a ceiling to rarity and quality.
Yeah.
And you can't, like, there are brands who's going way above the price that you would hit, like, the highest quality. You were going to make, like, we made like our most expensive jeans that we've ever made. It was $800.
Well, we actually made it more expensive than that. with the 100% cashmere. Yeah. But the Tokushima hand dyed is literally the best of every aspect you could ever imagine in a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Using a cultural intangible cultural treasure dyeing technique. Only this amount of freaking yarn is available per year for a tradition that only this many people can do, right? We use that old shuttle looms to make the denim, unsanforized, tempe treated, beautiful leather patch, real iron buttons, real copper hardware, Union Special chain stitch, every possible tick box of like the absolute best quality is hit. That jean still comes out at $800.
Right.
With a wooden box. A wooden box, which was also, nice packaging. And it's like, if any other luxury brand were to touch that product, that'd be a $10,000 jean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, for me, it's like, how do you yes, it's the best. They can tell you that this is the best quality of every artisanal, bit that you could ever put into a product. Correct. How do you get to $10,000? Mm-hmm. And obviously this is a fictional price I'm putting up in my head, but this is my presumption based on what I know it costs us to make jeans and what I see their retail prices at for the quality of product that they put out there. It would be in the many, many thousands of dollars. And even if it was double, I could turn around and say, okay, double like it, but it would never be more. It would never just be double.
Yeah, because there are things that we don't have that they would spend money on, like advertising campaigns and like celebrity endorsements and stuff like that. So like that, whether like we don't believe in that, but those are actual costs that is going to cost the brand. So I mean, include that, blah blah blah, whatever. Like, but at least know that there is a ceiling to the quality and that you'll probably pay more if you're buying from these brands who, like, all you have to do is look at their other stuff, like basic t-shirts or like like it's something that is like clearly basic that you can recognize. It's like, oh, this quality is probably pretty similar to this one from the other brand and whatever, and then just compare the price, and then that's how you figure out how much margin they're building in. Like obviously each item might be different, but like that's their brand's like
strategy.
Yeah.
Lee H, if any of the big luxury brands wanted to do a collab with Naked Famous, how would you guys respond? I would respond with, now they would finally have a high-end product. I mean, I would do it. I suppose it would depend on, I don't even know if it would really depend that much on the brand. I mean, any predominant luxury brand, if they wanted to do a collaboration, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to make nice jeans for them. And I would hope that the reason why they would want to work with us was, number one, for our creativity and, in terms of what types of fabrications we can do. But I would really hope is the reason why they would do it so that we can deliver a competitive price point for them, where they can say, hey, we're going to team up with this indie brand. They do incredible stuff at awesome prices. And we're going to make a luxury product at an affordable price. I hope that's what they would do. That's what I hope is what they would see in us, and not just be like, well, we're going to make crazy jeans and sell them for $800. Nobody's going to buy them. I mean, maybe their audience would buy them. But like our audience would be like, I'm not buying that.
You can hope all you want, but then you know that is not what's going to happen.
I don't know.
I think the question is, like,
that's
how
true.
would you do it?
That's not true. H&M does a collaboration with Roberto Cavalli. They sell things for $10. So it's not true that it would a luxury collaboration has to be expensive.
Because H&M and is price point. They're matching the price
point. But that's what it would be. That's how I would see it with us. If they were to do it, it would be because they would want to make it a price point play, And like these are cool indie, and it's a price point play.
But they can make that price point play without us.
They can, but they can't have the backing of like the denim community on that. When you come to us, it's because they want legitimacy in terms of what we do, and if they make a raw jean, nobody cares. It doesn't matter. But if Naked and Famous makes a raw jean, it's interesting because it's got Naked and Famous behind it. That's our
I
power.
have to disagree with that. That is not how it's going to play out.
Oh, to be fair, you don't. We're fantasy booking this.
No, 100%. But like even in fantasy booking, you have to be a little bit realistic about what.
I'm being realistic. It could play out, but I think it would if they want to make a $900 jean that should have been $150. I don't think they'd be successful. If they wanted to make their brand accessible at a price point, teaming up with a brand that can make a jean for $150, $175, I think that's more interesting to them. They can bring in a younger audience. They could bring more eyes to their brand, and then they can, maybe they'll develop a fan base from there. That's the way I would see things working, because the other way, I don't think it does any benefit for them at all. Anyways, that's the way I see it. Okay. Elias, I feel like dressing is hard. You need to lie personal aspiration and the social aspect. You need to, I'm not sure. Dressing like a 17th century guy is freaking cool. On the outside, vision is harsh. I don't know if dressing like a 17th century guy is cool. It might be cool if you go to the, Renaissance Fair or the reenactment.
I mean, like maybe 17th century look is just an exaggeration, but like I get it. Like sometimes you look at like guys who dress like they're going to dig gold, and some of those people can pull that off and it looks cool, and others not so much.
Yeah.
Like
if you're a tattoo artist or a physical laborer of some kind, if you have a wood shop, a workshop, or something that is kind of artistic or working with hands, there's certain looks that are that look good for that.
I think it's just like the like I think the key is to live that lifestyle. If you live that lifestyle and your entire life is like that, then I think people can look at it and it's like, oh, that's cool. That's his thing. But if you are just jumping from like, today I'm like this and tomorrow I'm like that, I think people can definitely see that through, even if they don't know you. And there's a big difference between people who are into a certain aesthetics like fully and people who are not.
Yeah. Okay. BD, good point. Good. Hey gang, only at 37 likes and we're almost at 2 hours. Come on, guys.
Thanks.
You know what? I always forget to ask, but definitely hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But especially hit that like button. Leave comments in the comment section below after the chat. I know we do this chat. Let us know what you thought about this channel. Maybe some topics for next time. If I missed your question, you want an answer, put it in the comment section. I'll get to it when I can. So there. That's the interactions help us grow. Helps our search and findability on this lovely platform called YouTube's. James Cardenas, JoJo updates. No major updates yet. We're still waiting on a response from JoJo team just for final approval. That's really where we're at. Especially when it comes to JoJo, as soon as I got updates, you're gonna get the updates. I've never let you guys down when it comes to previews on this one.
I've never held anything back.
So I as soon as I have it, I will be forthright with it. I'm gonna give you the full info dump, but I don't have anything new at the moment. Okay. Any updates on the blanket line? Yes. They have a pair right here. hopefully you guys can see it. The color, the lighting in
Yeah.
here is not great today. Hold on, I'm gonna try. Nope, that's the wrong way. Sorry. We got it right here. Blanket line denim. Hopefully you can see it. Again, sorry, the color is a little off. But dark indigo. These just arrived in the warehouse. It's gonna take us a little bit to unpack them and get them ready. They'll probably be out. Trying to think, what day are we today? I would imagine they will be out around December the 16th.
At least the men's jeans are.
Yeah.
There will be other items like jacket and women's jeans that probably come later.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a chore coat, there's a zip chore coat. The lady, anyways, this and or the MIJ10 will be the last releases of the year. If we get the MIJ10 soon, we could probably have it out. Yeah, probably around the 23rd or the 30th, somewhere around there. So keep that in mind. Blanket line denim. It's interesting because we call it a blanket lined denim. Technically, they're not limed. Mm-hmm. Limed. They're definitely not limed. They're not lined because it's actually a double weave fabric. So I've showed it off before. You might have seen it in the preview video. See the inside here. We call it a blanket lined denim because the fabric on the inside is reminiscent of old school blankets that you would find in like jean jackets and such. So it's got this great, brown and navy and red and kind of speckled fabric throughout. But what's neat about it is that this denim is actually two fabrics woven at the same time. So it's done on a special machine that can do that. And there's one layer of denim, and then there's another layer of blanket. And then if you look really closely at the fabric, and when I do the video, you'll see some really close-up photos, but probably won't see it here, but you can see these little points throughout the fabric, and these are binding points that basically weave the two layers of fabric together. So it's not that it's lined, because lined materials aren't
separate materials put together.
Yeah.
But this one is one material, but consists of what could be two materials.
Yeah. So it's a weird technicality. So there's two warps and two wefts to this fabric. So if you break through the front layer of this fabric, you'll actually get to the blanket layer underneath. So a little bit more fabric there for you to work through in terms of wearing these out. And fadeability is high. We have a pair of faded blanket lines in the office. This is actually a reproduction of the early Naked and Famous denim jeans. So we did this probably early in our days. I would say around 2011, 2012, somewhere around there is when we first did the blanket line. So coming back, as you guys know, we are approaching our 15-year anniversary. So we're starting to pull more and more from the archives, bringing them back. And, it might be something, if you've been with us long enough, it might be something that you remember. If you've been with us, if you're a newer, member of the community, then it might be something that you're realizing you're seeing for the first time. So, yeah.
And these are so soft, because it's like two fabrics, and it's not too
particularly
heavy.
Rigid.
Yeah, so it's each fabric is relatively light compared to typical raw denim, and it drapes and it's cozy, and it's all tonal and dark. It's such a nice fabric.
Yeah, has it looks like denim from the outside. Has that classic twill construction, and it's all flop. It's all flop. No, there's no rigidity there at all. Okay. Devin Hurt, would you recommend sizing up in the blanket line for a comfort with the heavier weights? So I'm gonna the size up question. Size up from what? So I never will suggest based on size up, size down. What I would say is once you figure out which tag size is the right one for you based on the measurements, if you want to get them a little bit bigger so that they could be a little bit looser, drape a little bit more, I would say that's probably a nice way to enjoy these.
This fabric is something that you probably don't want it too tight just because it's so comfortable. It's more of a relaxed, it should be more of a relaxed fit on you.
Yeah. So, if you need more explanation on that, let me know. Elias, very active in the chat today. Thank you. You should contact Magazine Etiquette, great emerging French menswear magazine. They do a lot of outfit ideas, which are often inspired by celebrity stylists in the world. All right, well, I'll definitely check them out on based on your recommendation. Shane Delahunty, the pinup print denim collab with Barney's will be a great thing to re-release in a similar manner. That's from Shane Delahunty. So yeah, back in the day, we did vintage pinup print. We did another one called Vintage Nudes, which had some pinup graphics printed on the inside. I wanted to do a modern version of that, and there's a Montreal company called, known as The Hub. I'm sure you guys may have heard of it. Anyhow, I wanted to do a collaboration with them and remake that jean, but nobody ever got back to me.
Like there's a beauty in that like vintageness. You can't use the modern like version of that. That's a little too.
Might be too much.
Too not.
Might be too
cool.
much. Anyways,
Yeah.
I figured Montreal company.
Yeah. No, collaboration idea itself is good. I think that you probably like don't want to go too modern, but I like the idea itself is a fine idea.
Yeah. Anyhow, let me know what you guys think. I definitely think. Anyways, I don't know how many people would be able to buy what that jean would have been.
Like because the vintage pinup and vintage news was like from like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Whereas like we could go to maybe 90s or something. That might be kind of a fun.
Right. Vivid video and all that stuff. I guess so. Anyways, I'm aging myself.
You definitely don't want any nudes from 2020s.
No. Yeah, right. It'd have to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
NNF times Playboy Peanuts, right? You know what? Here, just a funny story in general. We were at a trade show in Vegas once, and the weirdest. You meet a lot of potential clients there. People come to your booth, and a guy from Penthouse once came to our booth, and he's like, "Yeah, we have a bunch of shops. I think your logo would be great for our store." I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I don't think you could sell our jeans. Like these are."
Yeah.
It's not just a logo, right?
The logo might work.
Right.
You may be able to sell some stickers.
Yeah. But I'm like, I don't think your clientele is looking for raw, heavy jeans in the Penthouse store. And anyways, nothing came of that. But I thought that was kind of interesting. I had some guy's card from Penthouse. I'm like, all right, that's interesting.
Is Penthouse like fancier version?
No,
of Playboy, or is it
not
less fancy.
It's less fancy.
Oh, okay.
I think that was their whole thing.
No.
There's a movie, The People versus Larry Flint. Anyways, he's a big. He's still alive. He got shot. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was. He
anchored some people.
Yeah, it was the morality police were upset with him. Yeah.
I see.
That's it. Okay. Alan Vlope. Let me see if I understand the question. What made you decide to offer so many various filaments for each model? Oh, fitments. Why did I see filaments? Fitments. So, sorry, let's start over. What made you decide to offer so many various fitments for each model? Such breadth is challenging for production inventory quantities. What made you decide to offer so many
to offer so many broad
why do we I think maybe it boils down to why makes us decide to make so many different products, I guess.
Different fits in each.
Well, we run every fabric in our main fits because it actually is less on our end, it's less confusing for the customer this way. Because if we offer, say, the newest elephant denim only in weird guy, then there's so many fans of Super Guy, there's so many fans of Easy Guy, and I'm sure there's going to be many new fans of the True Guy that will be upset that we don't have it and they won't buy it in the weird guy. right?
Yeah.
Like we make it in a variety of fits because we want that fabric to be offered to our many fans that are
Yeah.
you know, once you've got a fit, most of our customers, they stick to it. That's the fit they like.
Yeah.
You know?
Some of you might like go with, you know, oh, if it's a stretch, I go super guy.
Yeah.
If it's 100% cotton, I go weird guy. But like nobody is like I think the way, you know, other like more like clothing brand, not particularly denim brand,
Yeah.
people purchase is that like it's the fabric and the fit and the details and all of that is just one design, and you
Yeah.
can consider it's like, okay, as a brand we're offering this in this like wider leg fit or whatever. But I think how people buy jeans is a little bit different. Like you find your fit and that fits you good, and that's just how you pick the item, and then the fabric is just like a variation of that.
Yeah.
So it's a very different ideas of like product, like, and then I think we have wide enough audience to have at least 3 or 4, you know, core fits that we sell in every fabric, we offer in every fabric, and it's manageable. The reason why we can't do like different inseams or like more fits, like we don't make stacked guy or we don't make strong guy in every fabric, and the reason for that is because what you said, like it's going to be impossible for us to manage inventory, manage the production in so many wide product variety.
If we had a bigger warehouse and a bigger audience,
Right,
then we
We'll
would
get to
certainly
that
offer, one day, you
Yeah.
know, God bless, maybe one day it happens and we have 400 stores across America. One day, this is the one that, you know,
every mall
every mall in America, every major city, and every, you know, it'd be like the American Apparel, like, you know, every major city, we got a store right there, right? That would be a dream come true.
How many major cities in America are there?
At least 50.
Well, yeah, 100%.
At least 50. So, you know, there's a lot. So if we had that type of reach, then certainly I would do the inseams. The other alternative is to keep the inseams the way we are, but of course in every store, which we would still do. If we had 50 stores, 50 stores would have chain stitching machines, and we would do the hemming for you on site. That would be part of the Naked Famous Denim, approach. But yeah, I think variety is also, you know, what we're known for. We're known for, you know, putting out a lot of different fabrics. People expect different things from us, and we put like the reason why we put a wide range of fabrics is because not everything that we do is like, you know, hardcore, right? We've got fans of our stretch raws. We've got fans of our super heavyweight raws. We've got fans who like something in between. They might appreciate, you know, different things, or maybe they even hate the other things that we do, right? But we like putting out different things because, you know, our approach to raw denim, I think, is a lot different than other folks out there, where, you know, there isn't just one vision. The only consistency for us is that it's raw, right? We sell raw jeans. We don't do pre-washes. We're not going to start doing distressing. Like, we're not going to deviate from that. And I don't want to throw people under the bus, but I'm going to do it right now. I see people who came in with that raw mentality, and now they're not raw. And it's like, oh, washed and distressed. And I'm like, guys, like, anyways, do it. I'm not giving you advice. You know what? Go do that. Maybe you're going to find success elsewhere. Sure, whatever. I'm a raw denim guy. We're a raw denim company. We make raw denim jeans, right? If we were to make wash jeans, that'd be a different company. That'd be something else. It wouldn't be Naked and Famous. So we stick to that's our values, whether it's a stretch raw, the heaviest raw denim in the world, the lightest raw denim in the world, pale blue, pink, green, red, white, doesn't matter, whatever color it is. If it's raw, that's our value. And, you know, we'll do all the different things in between there. Yeah. So yeah. Pedro Cortez writes about Michael Udall. Okay, let's just go back. Pedro Cortez, at Michael Udall, I've been asking that for almost a year. One day, maybe they'll make it. And that one thing, Michael Udall is asking, make a toxic elephant. Yeah, this would be really cool, like to do an alternating twill elephant. What'll happen is no selvage. you cannot make this fabric on a Selvedge loom.
Yeah, and I think as of now, at least, we are not able to make that in the weight that elephant would fall in.
Yeah.
Like 20 ounce.
Maybe one day we can get an alternating twill elephant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it will not be able to be. I don't think anyone will care, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is not Selvedge.
This is not Selvedge. People, Same with the Frankenstein denim.
Yeah, there's definitely limitations to that, but that's, that is a limitation. I think weight thing could be maybe worked on.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Alan Vlope writes, as someone who could never find proper fitting jeans ever, I'm in my 40s, I'm enjoying the variety of models in denim that actually fit. So thanks for that. You are welcome.
It's funny because some people, like, today we were told that we offered like a lot of fits and a lot of size, but like oftentimes we were also like asked, like, why don't you make more fits? Why don't you have this fit, that fit? So it
could grow. I mean, when I worked at Diesel, this is a long time ago. I used to work at Diesel, and the variety. The reason why we offer every fabric in every fit, we didn't always do that. It used to be selective, and then it was just kind of a headache on, like, when we were booking orders, people asking for stuff. It's like, oh, why don't you have this in the weird guy? Why don't you have that in this fit and that fit? So I just said to Brent, let's just make everything and everything, right? Because at Diesel, we would get these washes in, and then it wouldn't be available in that fit, or it wouldn't be available in that fit, and you're on the floor, and the customer's looking at this jean, they really, really like it, but it's not available in the fit that they want, and then they leave. And it's like, it's such a shame to have a customer leave the store, they want something, they like it, they want to buy it, and they're like, if it was only in that fit.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, like we work towards that, and we're here at the point where we can offer 3-4 fits in every single fabric. Like on the women's side, it's certainly not that. So like we don't have every fit in every fabric all the time. Yeah. So it's just just a balance of things.
Swedish Pimple writes, any chance of making deeper front pocket bags? Phones be big. It depends on when's the last time you've looked at our jeans.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, I've got a Note 20. I mean, it's a pretty big phone. Fits no problemo. I mean, let's do the pocket test. Bam, I'm in there.
I'll see it.
Yeah. So
the top goes here.
Sometimes I'll get like a fade around or like dirt pickup around it, but like I'm in there, no problem. I mean, it's I think our pockets are pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know maybe in the past our pockets might not have been that big, but even then I've always carried some pretty big phones and I never really had any issues.
But the depth, we definitely made an update in the past like 2 years, within 2 years.
Yeah. I had a Note 3 and that was even no problem. I was wearing Super Guy Black Power Stretch back then. Super Guy Black Power Stretch Galaxy Note 3. That was anyways. I remember when the Note came out and everyone was like, that thing is huge. Who wants a phone like that? Turns out a lot of people.
Yeah. To be fair though, it does it's like, I have the same phone and it's definitely too big for my hand. And it bothers me a little bit, honestly, if it was slightly smaller. My previous phone was better for me.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough decision. Anyways, phones. Okay. We don't have snack time today, fortunately. But we are getting into the Christmas mood today with movie time. And I don't remember if I recommended this movie or not before, but it's Black Friday, people are shopping, we're getting close to Christmas. So Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Perhaps his best role ever. But I just remember like the crazy shopping scenes, and I have to say that Black Friday. I hopefully nobody's getting hurt, but I feel like that was definitely a thing at one point. We would tune into the news on a Friday evening on Black Friday, and it's like 17 dead at the local whatever trying to get a TV, and it's like. I hope that doesn't happen anymore. I feel like people don't feel like they have to rush the stores like they used to because they could buy the stuff online now. But yeah, let's avoid. It reminds me also of George Costanza and Festivus. When George's dad was talking about the inspiration for Festivus, trying to get the doll, and as I pummeled this man, I realized there had to be a better way. Let's not beat each other up over over products.
It's such a fun, family friendly movie.
Yeah.
I watched that as a kid. But it's the topic of it is actually just so consumerism. And it's very adult idea.
It can get out of hand sometimes, but don't ever let it get out of hand. Okay. All right. So Devin Hurt, my guess was Black Christmas, but Jingle All the Way is a good alternative. Yes, we're gonna keep it fun for the holidays. We're gonna keep it fun for the holidays.
Yeah.
I believe
it's officially Christmas celebration time, because after Thanksgiving, I think you just only go to Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's time to watch the Hallmark Channel. Watch all the Christmas movies 24/7. Pump the Mariah Carey. Let's get into the Christmas mood, everybody. Next week will be the first December live stream, December 2nd. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Next week, we're going to be in Okayama. We're going to be in the motherland of denim. We're going to be touring some mills. So definitely follow us on social media. Follow us on Naked Famous. Follow our personal ones. We're going to post some stuff from what we see. We're going to be working on fall winter
24.
Spring summer 24.
Spring summer 24.
Yeah. Fall winter 23 is pretty much
planned.
planned. Yeah. Spring summer 24, we're going there to develop now. It's all in the works. So if you got some good ideas, leave them in the comment. What do you want to see? We already heard about alternating twill elephant, Frankenstein elephant. What else do you want to see? Let us know. Put it in the comment section. We'll review it. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. But if you don't put it out there, you never know.
Die Hard Christmas movie or not? The great debate. Okay, one word answer.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes too. So that's it.
That's it. It's the final word on that. Okay. We're gonna leave it there. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to our weekly live stream here. If you haven't done so already, before you leave, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We will see you guys again right here next week. Same time, same channel, and have yourself a lovely Black Friday evening. Celebrate the way it should be celebrated.
What, shopping? Eating?
Eating some Thanksgiving leftovers.
All right.
That's it. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.